Good evening, everyone. Myself, ARSHDEEP Singh, Assistant Professor, Mira Medical Institute of Nursing at Hospital Abohar. So today, I am going to explain you about the topic that is recruitment. So today's topic will be recruitment. So this is one of the topics that is relating with the nursing administration subject of the nursing courses. So it's a very important topic. Just a second. Yeah. So as I was saying that it's a very important topic, that is recruitment, and it is the topic that is from the nursing administration and management subject of the GNM or the post basic or the BSc courses. So let's start with the topic. First of all is the introduction. So first of all, a brief introduction about that what is recruitment. So as we already know that what is recruitment, recruitment is that filling of some of the vacant seats in an organization that might either be the institution, hospital, or any type of center relating with the health department or any of the departments or any of the organizations, not just the health department. So the filling up of the seats or appointing the new members or the new employees for an organization or any type of institute that, for example, for the nursing institute or any type of other institute or the university, that process, that means the hiring of or the appointing the new employees for a certain specified job, is known as the recruitment process. Okay, so it includes recruitment is an important function of the health and power management, which determines whether the required will be available at the work spot when a job is actually to be undertaken. So according to this, what number of persons are required and what numbers of persons would perform a specific task and how would we recruit them or appoint them. This is the process of recruitment, and recruitment procedure include the process and methods by which vacancies, the word here written is vaccines, it's not the vaccine, that's the mistake, vacancies are notified, posts are advertised, applications are handled and screened, and interviews are conducted and appointments are made. So as I have already explained that what is recruitment, it is the hiring of the persons. So in the second paragraph, it is here written by here that uh, firstly, we notify about the what type of the vacancies are present. We are having, or we are having the shortage of the staff in the certain specified department or the organization. Then advertisements are given either in the newspaper or the through the online sites or any other type of media. And applications then are in the form of the that means the persons who will be eligible, they will fill up the forms and they will inform the specific institute that they are eligible for that specific job and what is different in them. That means why should that organization should hire these type of employees. And then after that, a test or written test, or that means they are screened. Screened means to say either a test is taken, or second thing, they are screened for the certain specified job. Then interviews are conducted, and then after the selection of that specific employee, if the organization feels that that specific employee is having the actual capability that is required for that specific job, then only that person or the employee will be appointed. Okay, so that is the whole process of recruitment. Okay, second thing is the meaning. So as it is clear from the introduction, what is uh, recruitment? Second thing will be the meaning. What is the meaning of recruitment? So it is same as I have explained you about in the introduction. In a simple term, recruitment is as understood as the process of searching for and obtaining applicants for the job from among whom the right people can be selected. So it is very clear that recruitment is just a process in which we are informing different peoples, a lot of people, that there is a vacancy for a certain specified job, and we are requiring, there is a need of the employees that would work for that specific organization. So that is the process of informing and selecting the specific candidate for a certain specific job, and appointing these people is the process of recruitment. Okay. Next one is, yeah. So next one is the definition. So what is definition of recruitment? There are three different definitions. First is according to B. Flippo. Recruitment is defined as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for job in organization. So it is a simple definition that process of searching. In this process, our organization searches for the specific employees or the capable or the skilled employees for a specific job, and they motivate the people. That means they inform the people that that specific salary will be given to a person who will be selected as for the specific designation, and these are the specific job descriptions that uh, have to be performed by that selected employee if he or she will be appointed under that specific job. Okay, so that is the definition given by the BFLIPO, that it is a process of searching for the prospective employees. That means the employees that would be having the uh, good skills and knowledge related to that specific thing. Second is according to IGNU module. It is a process in which the right person for the right post is procured. Oh, so it is a very simple definition that we are searching a specific or a skilled or knowledgeable person for a specific job. So that is what we are saying from the starting, and that is the definition according to IGNU module. Okay, and third is according to Yoder. Recruitment is a process to discover the sources of the manpower, to meet the requirements of the staffing schedule, and to imply effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate numbers to facilitate effective selection of an efficient working force. So what we need in an organization is a perfect staffing pattern. Okay, the staff that would run our organization must be capable enough or must be having the skills that would be able to achieve the goals of that organization. So recruitment is the only process by which we can select the uh, persons who are we can say that the capable enough or skilled ones or the knowledgeable ones that would achieve or help the organization to achieve the specific targets. Okay, and this is the process by which we attract these type of employees that they should join our organization, so that the organization would get benefit from them, and they should in return get the benefit from the organization in terms of the pay or any type of bonuses or any other type of benefits. Okay, so that is about the definitions of recruitment. Next is there are different types of recruitments. What are the types of recruitments? So there are three different types. So of recruitment, first is the planned, second is the anticipated, and third one is the unexpected. Okay, so first is planned. Planned arises from the changes in the organization and recruitment policy. Okay, so planned means to say if we are running an organization, for example, so at certain times some of the employees leave our organization due to any of the reasons, either due to the personal or the professional ones, or they are shifting from one place to another, or the reason might be any. Okay, so this means that uh, or sometimes we are starting new courses, or for example the new branches are we are launching the new branches in our organization, so that thing is planned. Okay, so if we are launching new things, or we are increasing the capacity, or burden is going to be increased by the organization, so everything is planned that now the organization wants to achieve the higher goals, and if they want to achieve the higher goals, they will require the more number of the people or the manpower. Okay, so that thing is planned. So that is the first type, that is arises from the changes in an organization and recruitment policy. Okay, so that is planned. Second is anticipated, by studying trends in the internal and external organization. Anticipated means to say, like the time, as the time passes, So organization has to change, or they have to change by the time. Okay, they have to introduce the new policies, or sometimes they have to introduce new things according to the time. Okay, so this is for this, or as the time changes, we need new staff, or the persons who are up to date, or any other type of qualification, they are having any other type of qualification. So that type is anticipated. And last one is the unexpected, arises due to accidents, transfer, and illnesses. This is the third one, in which we are not the recruitment is not planned. It is either due to the accident of the any of the employee, or sometimes there is the death of the some of the persons who were working in an organization for a long period of time, but now they are no more. So there is the vacancy in the organization, or either there is the accident of the any of the employee. Now he or she is not able to come and work for that specific organization. Okay, and some of the employees are transferred from that organization to the other branch. And last one is the illness, or due to the long-term illness, like some of the severe diseases like cancer or any other type of disease, they are not able to join the organization again. So their vacancy, their job will be vacant, their seat will be vacant, and that has to be given to the another person. So we have to do the recruitment for the filling up of that specific vacancy. Okay, so this is the third type, that is unexpected. The organization is not was not expecting that type of vacancy, but they now there is a vacancy and we have to fill that vacancy, and this is by or will be through the process of the recruitment. Okay, so these are the types of recruitment. Next one is basic elements of sound recruitment policy. So what should be our recruitment policy would be, and how we have to manage that, and what should be the specific guidelines or the basic elements which we have to follow. Firstly, discovery and cultivation of the employment market for post in the public service. Okay, for recruitment policy must be having, or the element is based on the element that discovery and cultivation of the employment. Recruitment should be on the basis that we are hiring the new persons, or the more number of the persons, so that they should get the jobs, and it would be easy for their survival. Second, use of the attractive recruitment literature and publicity. In a recruitment policy, we should be having the attractive recruitment literature and publicity. That means that we should advertise in an effective manner. Salary should be according to the work. Uh, it should not be like that. The number of hours of working is more as compared to salary. Salary is less, but the working hours are more. So no one should be able to join your organization. Okay, so that point should be kept in mind. And next is the use of the scientific test for determining abilities of the candidate. So it is obvious that if your organization is going to recruit you, so nowadays it is uh, we can say that each and every department conducts a written test for to check about the knowledge and the abilities, or if the working is based on the practical work, they will uh, take a test or conduct a test related to the practical work, at how at or which at which level you can perform different things. Okay, so for example, nowadays in the nursing field, the nursing department, if you are going to recruit for a staff nurse, they can also take your firstly a test is conducted, that's the theoretical test, but after the selection they can also conduct, or they are conducting a test that is on the basis of the practical knowledge. Okay, so it is quite obvious that you are going to be appointed as a staff nurse. So do you know about the sites of the injection, or the complete procedure, that how injection must be administered to a specific person, that might either be the IV or subcutaneous or the intradermal. Okay, so so these are the two different aspects. A person can be having only the theoretical knowledge, but he or she might not be having the adequate practical knowledge. He or she has cleared the theoretical test, but it is possible that the practical knowledge can be poor. So nowadays, nursing departments or the nursing organizations or the government uh, uh, having who is undertaking the nursing department, they are conducting the theoretical as well as the practical test. So that was the example of the scientific test for determining the abilities, or it should be performed. It should be necessary to perform these tests to determine the abilities of the candidate. Next, tapping capable candidates from within the services. Okay, and after the recruitment, after the conduction of the test of the scientific test, the candidates must be the capable candidates must be selected or the shortlisted, and next placement program which assigns the right man to the right job. So after the selection or the interview or any other type of procedure, the right man should be placed for the right job. And last, a follow-up probationally program as an internal process, integrated process. So it is obvious and that probation period should be there. That means if a person who was selected for a certain specific job, he or she was skilled enough, but now uh, uh, what different organizations uh, are doing is that they are setting up probation periods of either a 6 month or 8 months or 1 year, that they will assess that specific person for the activities or the duties that he or she is performing after their appointment in the certain specified vacancy of job. And if he or she will be will be reflecting that, or the organization will observe that he or she is working in a quite effective manner, then they would sign a contract with that specific person, that now they can work as a permanent member of or the permanent employee. But if during the probation period his or her abilities or the working capacity doesn't matches with the organization's capability criteria, then he or she might be dropped from the job. Okay, so that is the probation period, and that should be must be in each and every organization. Okay, so these were the basic elements. Next is the purpose and importance of the recruitment. Okay, so first is determine the present and future requirements of the organization in conjunction with the personal planning and job analysis activities. Okay, so what a recruitment is does, or what is the importance is, a recruitment process tells us about the what is the requirement of the present requirement and what should be the future requirement of the specified organization in terms of the employment. Okay, next includes the pool of job candidates with minimum cost. Okay, input is less, but we can get a more number of skilled employees and capable employees. Next, help to increase the success rate of the selection process, reducing the number of the obviously underqualified or overqualified job applicants. Okay, so recruitment is a scientific process. I would say it is it is having the different steps. I will explain you about the steps will be explained later. So what recruitment process does is it helps to increase success rate, because we are conducting the scientific tests and then we are conducting the interviews. So we are screening the employees in each step, and at last we will get the cream of the employees that are skilled enough and having the different qualities that are fit for the job. Okay, so that is the importance of the recruitment. Next, help reduce the probability that a job applicant once recruited and selected will leave the organization only after a shorter period of time. Okay, so after performing these steps, it is quite obvious that a very less number of the persons would leave the organization without any information, because there would be a recruitment process, salary status will be very good, and only the effective ones or the selected candidates will join. Okay, so probability of the success rate is higher as compared to other. Okay, clear? Okay, next is meet the organization's legal and social obligations regarding the composition of its workforce. Okay, so if we are performing the recruitment process, it covers the legal and the social obligations that we will explain about the job description. None of the employees can say that I was not recruited for doing these kind of the things, or I was not expecting these type of this type of work, that I have to perform this or that type of work. Okay, so each and every situation of the guideline will be clear under the recruitment process, that if you are selected under this job, you have to perform these type of activities. So recruitment covers the legal and social obligation that we can say that decreases the any type of the conflict in the employer or the employee. Okay, next is start identifying and preparing potential job applicants who will be appropriate candidates. So it is obvious that if we are selecting a number of candidates according to this process, we will only get the appropriate candidates who matches the criteria of the organization, and they will work for the goodwill of the organization. Next, increase organizational and individual effectiveness in the short and long term. Or, for example, if we are recruiting the candidates under the recruitment process, so a message is provided to the we can say that the candidates that a scientific process is being followed. Nothing is based on the hit and trial method. Okay, so everything is good, and likewise, a systematic approach will be used for the selection of the candidates, and no other type of issues will be there, and it increases the individual's motivation, and effectiveness will also be increased. Okay, next is evaluate the effectiveness of the various recruiting techniques and sources for all types of job applications. So in the recruitment process, we can evaluate the different type of strategies or different qualities of the persons to whom we are conducting the recruitment process. Okay, so these were the processes, purposes and importance of recruitment. Okay, next are the objectives. So although it is clear from the purposes and importance, but there are some of the objectives related to the recruitment. So what a recruitment process wants to achieve. Next, first one is to attract people with multi-dimensional skills and experiences that suit the present and future organizational strategies. So that is the first point, that in the recruitment process, the recruitment process only wants to hire the persons that are having multi-dimensional skills and they are experienced enough that they can benefit the organization, okay, in the present scenario or in the future. Okay, second is to induct outsiders with new perspective to lead the company. Okay, so the persons who will join the company are the new persons or the outsiders. So under the recruitment process, under the job description, we will let them know about the what type of the work has to be done, what the organization wants from you, and what you have to perform. Okay, next, to infuse fresh blood at all levels of the organization. So we have to change the employees, or we can say that we have to promote certain employees. Some of the employees would leave your organization. It is a clear statement. It is a reality that at some point some of the employees can leave your organization because they can join any other type of organization. So at some point we need some of the fresh bloods or the fresh employees who are less with the latest knowledge. Okay, so the recruitment process can also provide us with the latest knowledge, persons who are having the latest knowledge and techniques. Next, to develop an organizational culture that attracts competent people to the company. Okay, so under the recruitment process, the only persons who will be skilled enough will remain at the end, and we will select those ones, and they will benefit the company. Okay, next, to search or heat hunt head pouch people whose skills fit the company's values. The people who will not be fit for the organization, they will be, we can say that dropped from the under the recruitment process, and the only persons only having the skills that can match the organization's criteria will be selected. Okay, so this is the objective. Next, to devise methodologies for assessing psychological traits. Okay, so under the recruitment process, there are different criteria at how a person should be assessed physically, knowledge, according to the knowledge psychology. So these are the different techniques under the recruitment. So we can have the multidimensional skilled persons. Next, to seek out non-conventional development grounds of talent. Okay, so it is very clear that uh, we can have the person who are having some of the extra qualifications that could be might be other beneficial for the company in any of the in any time. Okay, next, to search for talent globally and not just within the company. It is clear that when we are hiring a person, we would select the person who are having the more knowledge than any of the other person, and so we don't just only want the persons who would be knowledgeable within the company. We want a person who will be a global, will be a global person who must be having the different type of skills or talents. Okay, next, to design an entry pay that competes on quality but not on quantum. Okay, so this point means that we only check the quality under the recruitment process, not the quantity. We can have a number of persons, but none of them is knowledgeable or skilled one. So what can they do? So that will be the total wastage of the money, manpower, and the time. Okay, so we can have the less number of people, but they should be quite, I would say, that knowledgeable and skilled ones, so that the company could get the benefit. Okay, and next last is the to anticipate and find people for position that does not exist yet. So that means to say the future planning. If some of the organizations think that in future we will do that, so they in advance they select or recruit some of the persons that we would launch this thing after 1 or 2 years, but we are recruiting the persons for that specific job for in advance. Okay, so that can also be done under the recruitment process. Okay, so that was about the objectives. Next, what we are doing is next are the principles of recruitment. So there are certain specific principles on which the recruitment is based and that we have to follow when we are implementing or conducting the process of recruitment. For example, uh, first point is the termination and creation of any post should be done by responsible officers. For example, regarding nursing staff, the nursing superintendent along with her officers has to take the decision and not the medical superintendent. So it is obvious that if a vacancy has to be filled up or a number of persons have to be selected for a specific job, the head of that team or that department must take the decision. None other than that person should take the decision. Okay, that means termination and creation of that job. The example under the nursing staff is written. Okay, so the head of that department should only take the decision. None other person should take the decision. Next, only the vacant position should be filled and neither less nor more should be employed. So if we are recruiting less number of people, we our work can not be accomplished in time, or we will be deficient in our providance of the services. And if we are appointing more number of persons, so how will we give the salaries, or that would also be a burden. Okay, so only the suitable number of the persons should be recruited. So that is the second principle. Next is the third: job description work analysis should be made before recruitment. Job description means to say, if a person is selected for a specific job, what the different works he or she have to perform, or the duties or the responsibilities under that vacancy of the job. Okay, so job description of the work analysis must be informed to the candidates who is going to apply for a specific job. Okay, so they must be informed by giving a prior notice that if you are applying for that specific job, so these are the works that you have to perform under this job. Okay, next, procedure for recruitment should be developed by an experienced person. So it is a not it, it's not a process that can be implemented by a fresher person. So experienced person know each and everything, that what are the basic requirements, what should be the funds, or the salaries should be given to the person whom we are going to appoint. Okay, so it should be done by experienced person rather than a less experienced person. Next is recruitment of the workers should be done from internal and external sources. Okay, so uh, not a single factor should be there for the recruitment of the persons. So internal and external, or all the sources should be there, assessed while when we are appointing some persons. Next, recruitment should be on the basis of the definite qualification and set standards. Okay, so there should be the certain suitable criteria. For example, if we are recruiting the persons for example, the staff nurse job, then what should be the minimum qualification of the person? Either the GNM diploma holders can apply, or they cannot apply. Only the BSs can apply. Only the MSs can apply. So, what is the minimum suitable criteria? And what are the basic standards they have to they should be having to make themselves eligible for that specific job? Okay. And next is a recruitment policy should be followed. I have already explained that it should be not like that. It is a hit and trial method. So there should be a proper recruitment policy. Okay. Next, chances of the promotion should be clearly stated. If you are going to appoint a person, your sheet might be we can say that they must be interested in what are the what is the scope of the improvement or the increment of the salary, or what should be the chances of the promotion. It should be clearly indicated at what time, after what time period they should be promoted, or their increment must be given to them. And last one is the policy should be clear and changeable according to the need. So policy should be flexible according to the need, and it should be amended time to time. Okay. So that was about the principles of recruitment. Okay. Next one is sources of recruitment. So what are the various sources? So there are two types of sources. First one is the internal source. Second one is the external source. Okay. So first one is the yeah. So first one is the internal source. So what is internal source? Internal sources include present employees, employee referrals, former employees, and former applicants. Okay. Internal sources means within the company, the persons who are the present employees and the employees who are referred from this branch to another branch, former employees who were working or now they are retired from the job, and former applicants who have applied previously but no, they didn't get the job. They can apply uh, in the next time. Okay, so these are some of the internal sources. So first of all is the present employees. At other times, it means that the present employees can also be recruited. They are working for the same agency or the organization or the institute, but they can be promoted to the one job to another. Okay, if for example, no a suitable candidate is selected, then the persons who are already working for that organization, they can be promoted to the specific job. Okay, next is the present employees. This is what I am talking about is the present employees. Promotion and transfer from among the persons or the present employees can be good source of recruitment. So as I have already explained that the person who are already working in the situation when we are not getting any type of the suitable candidate, we can promote the persons who are already working. Okay, so promotion to the higher positions, they are having certain advantages. It is good for the public relations, and second is it build morale. The person who will be promoted, it should build up his confidence, his or her confidence, and it encourages competent individuals who are ambitious. So if we are promoting a single individual, then all the other individuals, they might also be motivated that if that person is promoted for that specific job, we can also be promoted, so they can also start working in an effective and efficient manner, in a more effective and efficient manner. Okay. Next is it improves the probability of the good selection since information of the candidate is readily available. Okay, so that selection process will be good because we already know the candidate and his working capacity or the skills. So it is less costly. We are not performing any type of interviews, test, or any other thing, but we are recruiting the person. And next, those chosen internally are familiar with the organization. So we are not getting an outsider. We are already having the person who is working for the specific organization. We are just promoting him or her, and that means he or she is already working for the organization. And we know about that person. Okay, so that is beneficial. Next is employee referrals. This is good source of internal recruitment. Employees can develop good prospects for their families and friends by acquainting with the advantages of a job within the company, furnishing cards, introduction, and even encouraging them to apply. So if, for example, a certain person is working in a job, so he or she is having a family member who is having the equal qualification, so he or she can refer that person to the organization that he or she is my relative. I am not saying that it is just a reference, not a wrong selection procedure that okay, or he or she can only refer that that is the person that he or she thinks that might be capable and skilled to work for that organization. So organization can think over it and can recruit that person after taking test or any type of the assessment of the qualities. Okay, so that is employee referrals. Employees who are already working for the organization, they can refer their family members or the relatives. Okay. Next, former employees. Some retired employees may be willing to come back to work on a part-time basis or may recommend someone who would be interested in working. So that is a also a good point, and it can be seen in the various type of organizations, like different type of the experienced persons, like in the nursing. You can see that the persons who are retired from the government colleges and from the post of the principal or any other time, they are but they want to work for the same department, so they join the private colleges because there is no we can say that they can work for the longer time period. Okay, so this is the example of the recruitment. That means we are not recruiting the person or not taking the test. We already know the person. Okay, so in sometimes what we think is the some persons who are retired from the job, but they again want to come back and join the same position. So it saves some money, time, manpower, and the process of the recruitment is completed. Okay. And last is the previous applicants. Although not truly an internal source, those who have previously applied for the job can be contacted by mail, a quick and inexpensive way to fill an unexpected opening. So sometimes, if some of the applicants have applied for the specific job, but in the condition we are not getting the we can say that the skilled persons or the person we want, but we are having some of the applicants who have applied, so we can also give a chance to these type of applicants that you should perform or start working for our organization. We will have a look on your work, and after that we will decide. Okay, so that can also be done. It is not a complete internal source, but it is a source. Okay. So that was about the internal sources of recruitment. Second one is the external sources. So what are the external sources? First is professional or trade associations. Some of the external sources are professional trade association, advertisements, employment exchanges, college university institutes, placement services, walk-in and writer-ins, consultants, and contractors. So these are the persons who can provide with you the knowledge or the job that there are certain vacancies in this organization, that organization. There are some of the contractors who work for a specific organization for the hiring of the employees. Okay, so these are the external sources. So it includes, first is the professional or trade association. Many associations provide placement services for their members. These services may consist of compiling seekers lists and providing access to member during regional or national conventions. Okay, so there exist some of the associations or the trade associations or the professional associations who can work to provide the data of the persons uh, who are meeting the needs of the specific organization, that these are the list of the candidates that you can hire for your organization. Second is the advertisements. So it is a popular method of seeking recruits, as many recruiters prefer advertisement because of their wide reach. For highly specialized recruiters, advertisement may be placed in professional business journals. So nowadays, I can say that the social media is one of the biggest advertisement for any type of we can say that the information that I might either be related to any type of job, either government or the private sector. Okay, so advertisements are the external sources that can motivate them applicants to apply for a certain specific job. Okay, so that was about the external sources. Next, I would explain you about the recruitment process. It is as simple as a nursing process, and that means it includes only the 5 steps. Like, what are the steps? So there is 2 to 3 lines here written in a brief, that what is recruitment process. As was stated earlier, recruitment refers to the process of identifying and detecting the job seekers so as to build a pool of qualified job applicants. Okay, so what we are doing in the recruitment is we are motivating the people who thinks himself or herself that they are eligible for a certain specific job to apply for a certain job. Okay, so what is the process? First is the planning, that how our organization would uh, recruit the persons. What should be the procedure? That means in the planning, they would plan for the what number of the vacancies the organization is having, what are the job descriptions for that specified job, what should be the salary status, Okay. Second thing will be the strategy development. How the persons would be recruited. That means to say a written test would be conducted, an interview would be conducted, a practical test would be conducted, or any other type of test. Next is searching. Searching means to say that hitting a specific target, like the nurses or the doctors or any other type of employees. That is example. Next is screening. Screening that says means to say that the strategy which we have developed, that a written test would be conducted or a practical test of the interview would be conducted. In this is what we perform under the screening. Okay, written test, practical test, or interview, or any other type. Or after the this process, we will only get the cream that is eligible for the job. And last is evaluation and control. And last one will include that the persons who will be selected will get the job. And that is evaluation and control. Okay, so that is the picture relating with the recruitment process. It includes the 5 steps as I have explained you about: recruitment planning, strategy development, searching, screening, and evaluation and control. Okay. Last one is the factors affecting recruitment. What are the various factors that affects our recruitment process? So there might be the different aspects of the factors that always affect our recruitment process. That means the size of the organization. If we are having a very big organization, that is, for example, at the state level or the national, the international level, we are in the need of the number of employees, and recruitment process in those type of organization would be on the continuous basis. Okay, so size of the organization always affect the organization of the recruitment process. Second is the employment condition in the community where the organization is located. So if the we can say that the conditions of the work uh, related to employment, it's the job that is performed by less number of people, but it is but the salary status is good. Okay, so it depends upon the conditions of the job. It is a job with having a very you can say that there is a lot of burden in that specific job. Okay, so that can also affect the we can say the recruitment process. Third is the effects of the past recruiting efforts, which show the organization's ability to locate and keep good performing people. Okay, so it is very clear that if you have performed a recruitment process in the last time or the past time, but the persons who were selected are dissatisfied from the organization's recruitment process, they will not apply for the next time. That organization, it will give a message that that organization is not recruiting the people in an efficient manner. So next time they will have the less number of the applicants. Okay. Next, working conditions. For example, the salary and benefit packages offered by the organization. That is the main point. In every job, we always seek for the good or the efficient salary status, and we can say that the less number of working hours. It should be according to the working condition, and these are some of the points which we look for when we are applying for a specific job. Okay, so salary and other benefits are always on the top of priority of the applicant, so that always affect the recruitment process. Next is the rate of the growth of organization. If the organization suffering from the financial crisis or any other type of crisis, objective of the organizations are not met, so there is no need to recruit new number of employees, because the organization might either be in the condition that they cannot provide the salaries to the present employees. So what would they do by recruiting the new ones? So that would affect the organization recruitment process. Next, the level of the seasonality of operations and future expansion and production program. So if an organization is not growing, so they are not forming any other new thing, though the organization knows not expanding, they are not financially fit, or they are having no names in the organization of the market. So they will get the less number of applicants. And last is the culture, economical, and legal factors. So there is also the effect of the culture, economical, and legal factors to some extent in the recruitment process. Okay, so these were the some of the factors that affect the recruitment process. Okay, so that was all about the today's topic. It is recruitment. So in today's lecture, I have explained you about the introduction, definition, meaning, types, then principles, objectives, purposes, and importance, and sources and factors. What are the various factors affecting the recruitment process. Okay, so that was about the all about the today's. So that was all about the today's lecture. So I will meet you in the next week with a new topic with new energy. So thank you everyone. So always be in touch for the notification of the new lectures notifications. Okay. Thank you everyone. We'll meet in next week.